Hey Esther, so I'm going to do a follow-up to the video just done for the whole group, specifically for you and looking at your knee. Very aware that when we're on the phone, it's pretty hard to understand maybe what we're referring to when we're talking about exercises for your knee. So the key part of this next fortnight is all about stabilising your knee and taking a progression as far or as little as you feel comfortable with. We want to get to the point where if you're nervous about lunges, if you're nervous about running, that you gain the confidence to be able to do those exercises well in advance of actually doing them, so that you're not feeling too nervous going into them. You should be confident that the progression you've made allows you to do those exercises. So what we're looking at, so this is my dodgy knee after my accident. But this one also, I think, is not quite as happy, either because of the accident or because it's having to compensate. So I've got 4 exercises that help with stability. So you did say you were okay with squats. So for squats, have a think about both vanilla squats, so straightforward squats, weighted squats, and also unbalanced squats. So a standard squat, you can grab a kettlebell or some kind of weight if you want for weighted, but standard squat, feet shoulder width apart, and all you're doing is dropping down. People stop here, see how far down you can go. And this will challenge your knee slightly, because as you bend it and then come back up, you're putting more load on that. So from the side, remember you're going backwards, so it's coming down. You can see here, the knees being above the feet, back up. Keep going, down, back up. To progress this, you can do a couple of variations. Change how the load is going on the squat. So what we can do, we can take one leg to the side, come down here, do a bit of a side squat. So this is going to load up this leg more. So coming down again. You can change it to the other one, you can do alternate. Just take your time with this, make sure there's no undue pressure on the outside or inside or outside of this leg. So from the side, legs further apart than shoulder width, and you're just coming down into the other one. Do it for as long as you're comfortable for, 30 seconds, a minute, do 3 sets so you give yourself a little bit of a break. You can also move more dynamically in your squats. So when we come down, so we come up onto the toes, and we're going to do a little jump. It's small. It's just going to shock load your knees a little bit. You can progress it into more, progress it more, and then you can do hopping. This is going to shock load your knees, very similar to when you're running. Get out of breath. So the other one, again static, balance. So do this sideways. Feet shoulder width apart, take one leg and raise it up so your thigh is parallel with the ground. Your butt and squat, stand up straight, and your legs hanging down. So this is what we refer to as the crane position, where you've got this weight hanging off here. Don't do this, okay? Don't do the flamingo, the number 4. Do this, okay? Trying to get your hips nice and square forward, and then with your toe, write your name. C-O-T-T. I'll struggle to talk and do this, because ideally what you're doing is you're focusing all your attention onto this exercise. At the same time, you should be working your balance, particularly on the planted foot. Mine's working hard just now, I can feel it in my calves. Okay, so front on, just lifting up higher, writing your name. Okay, now you can try it, let's prove it, with your eyes closed. So F-E, struggling. So for me that's hard, I start to go off balance. It's really good, close my eyes again. What I'm thinking about there is all those little micro adjustments that will transfer into the stability you need to do one of those lunge movements. Okay, next one is jumps. So again, progress this however you feel comfortable. So feet together, slight jump, feet apart. Together, apart. Together, apart. Again, you're shock loading the knees. similar to when you're stepping forward to do a lunge. Get there? You can now do that lunge movement, jumping your legs forward and back. Forward, together, back, forward. So we're alternating from going forward to middle to back. If this is too much, you can just step it. Do many steps for your lunge. Just be comfortable with the weight transfer going from central one to the weight forward. So all you need to do, step to the side, in, progress to the jump. You can do it with some speed. You can do it going one side and back again. So it's about steady progression. Final one, again, it's similar to balance and stability, calf raises. So if you need to hold something, you can. I don't have anything out here. So up on your toes, down on your heels, heels up, heels down. Transfer it to one foot. So on one foot, up, down, down. Do as many as you can until you start to lose quality and get too fatigued. So swap to the other side. Up. I need balance for this. Down. So then ease off your feet after you've done that. You can walk on your heels a little bit with your toes in the sky. Walk on your toes and just walk it off and release any kind of tension you might have in your calves. I think that's it. So it's all these little steady progressions from more static, balance orientated through to some form of dynamic movement, through to very dynamic. Once you've got those in place, you should then have the stability and the confidence to be able to step forward, come down into a lunge position, come back up, step back, step forward, come down into a lunge position, step up, step back. I find my most challenging part of those movements, it's not actually the step forward, for focusing on this one, not bending down, but it's this point, stepping backwards and loading up here, because my knee's further forward than my foot and a lot of my body weight is forward. So take your time on that if you're finding it similar. Before you step back, maybe transfer the weight back and then you can step back more easily. This is a lot of weight, the head's a lot of weight, so if you can get that back first, it'll create a more stability around your knee piece. If I come forward, come down to the lunge, it's fine, up. So from here, well balanced, put the weight back, roll it back, step back. That'll stabilise your leg. All of these then you can progress on. As I say, 3 sets maybe, 30 seconds, a minute, whatever you feel comfortable with. What you want to do is you want to get to the point to introduce some form of fatigue and stressing so that your body then adapts. You don't want to take the stress to the point you lose form and then maybe collapse or fall, or you're stressing it so you're going to inflame it. Any questions, just ping us. Hopefully this was helpful. Alright, take care, enjoy your exercises.